to become profitable forex trading, there's simple physics behind it. Number one is understand where price is headed. Number two, understand where to enter as price is heading in that direction. And number three, you must be able to do number one and number two repeatedly. Now, if you agree with me that these two things will make you profitable, then you will love the strategy. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I have a free mentorship program. Link will be in the description. Let's jump into the video. So number one is understanding where price is headed. Now, you can see we use the weekly bias. Monday sets the high and the low, and we look for buy or sell signals. So how does this work? So Monday sets the high and the low of the week. That is a fact. Now, once the high and the low of the week is set on Monday, we look for a very, very specific thing. It's called a failed breakout. Now, failed breakout in definition is simple. On Tuesday, price might break out of the low of the week. Now, when the day closes on Tuesday, it might come back in and close inside of the high and the low. That is what we call a failed breakout. Price broke out but failed to close outside of the range. It closed back inside of the range. Now, if Tuesday, on the other hand, breaks out and stays outside even on the close, what we do, we adjust our high or our low according to the breakout. And then we wait for Wednesday to give us a failed breakout. So we can do this even on Thursday, when price decides to close outside. Okay, we wait for Thursday to give us a failed breakout. Now, once we have a failed breakout, we use a simple equation. Failed breakout, if it's at the high of week, that means sell next day. Simple. And if it's at the low, then that means buy next day. Simple. Let's look at a real example. We got a setup on US 30 this week. So you can see that Monday set the high and the low of the week. Like that. Tuesday breaks out and closes outside of the range. Wednesday breaks out and closes back inside of the range as a failed breakout. That tells us to buy on Thursday. And on Thursday we had that massive buy. And then on Friday, price breaks out and closes back inside of the range as a failed breakout, which tells us to sell the next day. So that is how we identify where price is headed. Now, the next step is understanding where to enter trades. Now, when we come back to this setup here, now price has told us that you need to sell on this day because we had a failed breakout on Friday, so sell on Monday. Now, on Monday, what exactly are we looking for in order to have the trade? This was the entry where we entered, and this is how the trade performed. So how do you arrive to that setup? If you're getting value from this video, smash that like button because it makes you the coolest person in the world. And it also helps with the algorithm. Let's continue with the video. First things first, we follow a 7-step process, which is very, very simple. Step number 1 is time. We don't trade on any time. we have a timing window. Now, timing window is simply Asia is 8 to 11 p.m. New York time. London is 2 to 5 a.m. New York time. And then New York is 8 to 11 a.m. New York time. So, first thing, timing window. So, we got this trade in the New York session. So, we begin by plotting our timing window, 8 to 11. Step number 1. Step number 2 is identify the high and low of the day prior to the timing window. Because if we are to sell, we want to sell high. So this is the high of the day and this is the low of the day prior to this timing window. Alright. Step number 3 is let first hour close. We don't trade the first hour. We let the first hour set the high and the low of the session. So the first hour in the New York session in this example is 8 to 8:45. Now, the next step after we let the first hour close is adjust high or low accordingly. Now, what does that mean? It means that if we pin the high or break out of the high, we readjust the high of the day to that level. Alright? Now, the next step is wait for breakout. Now, the breakout occurred at 9:30. This is the breakout. Alright? After that, we look for 1, 2, 3. Now, what is the 1, 2, 3? If we are selling at the high, the 1, 2, 3 is 1 push up, 1 push down, 1 push up. And this push down needs to be 2 or more consecutive candles. This last move is the breakout. So we begin from the breakout. This is number 3. And then we ask ourselves, before the breakout, do we have 2 or more consecutive candles that are opposite in the direction of the breakout? Yes, we have 3 consecutive candles. So we have 1 up, 2 down, 3 is the breakout. So once we have 1, 2, 3, the next step, which is the last step, is the entry. So now we know where to enter. We enter when the next candle after the breakout is opposite. In our case, the entry is here. And we are targeting the low of the day. That is how we arrive at this entry. Once we understand where to enter the trades, the next step is rinse and repeat. And you can see for yourself that we have trades. Now, this is another example of a trade. It's a losing trade. It's okay. Another example which we have a sell signal. We wait for the high to be broken by a breakout. Then we look for the 1, 2, 3 for the move down. And this is the result. Move down. We can see another example. We have the 1, 2, 3 breakout entry for the move down. We have another example, 1, 2, 3 breakout for the move down. This is the result. We have another example, 1, 2, 3 breakout for the entry, and this is the result. So basically, if you understand where price is headed, where to enter, and be able to repeat number 1 and number 2, you will become profitable forex trading. Now, if you got value from this video, you will find more value by clicking the video on your screen. See you in the next video. Peace out.